For decades, we've been told the same story. Go to school, get a good job, buy a house. It's the American dream. The climb to the property ladder. We're told that renting is throwing money away, and that a home is the greatest asset you'll ever own. But for the first time in nearly 40 years, that story has become a trap. Meet Alex. Alex is 30, lives in Toronto, and has $100,000 saved for a down payment. He feels the pressure every time he scrolls through social media. He feels like he's falling behind. But when Alex sat down and actually ran the numbers, not the numbers his real estate agent gave him, but the real math, he realized something terrifying. Buying that dream home right now wouldn't make him rich. It would make him a prisoner to a bank for the next 30 years. If you're feeling the pressure to buy right now because you're afraid of missing out, I need you to stop. In this video, I'm going to show you why renting is actually the smartest financial move you can make in this decade, and the 3 hidden costs of homeownership that are quietly draining the wealth of the middle class. The biggest argument people use against renting is, you're just paying your landlord's mortgage. It sounds logical, but it's a surface-level truth that hides a deeper lie. In finance, we have a concept called unrecoverable costs. When you rent, your unrecoverable cost is simple. It's the rent. You pay it, and it's gone. But when you buy, you don't just pay a mortgage. You have a mountain of unrecoverable costs that homeowners rarely talk about at dinner parties. First, property taxes. This is money that goes straight to the government. Second, maintenance. This is the 1% rule, where you should expect to spend 1% of the home's value every single year just to keep it from falling apart. Third, home insurance, a cost that is currently rising at double-digit rates across the US and Canada. And the biggest unrecoverable cost of all, interest. In the first 10 years of a 30-year mortgage at current rates, almost 80% of your monthly payment isn't going toward the house. It's going toward the bank's profit. When you add up taxes, maintenance, and interest, the unrecoverable costs of owning a home are often higher than the cost of renting a similar place. Let's talk about that $100,000 Alex has in the bank. If he buys a house, that money is gone. It's locked in the walls of his home. Homeowners call this equity, but you can't buy groceries with equity. You can't invest equity in a startup. This is what economists call opportunity cost. If Alex takes that $100,000 and puts it into a diversified index fund, historically returning 7 to 10%, that money is working for him 24 hours a day. It's compounding. If he puts it into a house, he is betting that the house will appreciate faster than the stock market plus the cost of interest, taxes, and repairs. Statistically, over long periods, the stock market has outperformed residential real estate. By renting and investing the difference, Alex isn't throwing money away. He is buying liquidity. He is buying the ability to move for a better job, the ability to pivot his life, and the ability to have his money work for him, rather than him working for his money. There is also a psychological trap to homeownership that nobody warns you about: the forced upgrade. When you rent a 1-bedroom apartment, your lifestyle is contained. But the moment you buy a house, your identity spend explodes. You need a lawnmower. You need a guest bedroom set. You need to renovate the kitchen because it looks dated compared to your neighbors. This is the lifestyle baseline. In your 20s and 30s, your greatest financial power is your agility, the ability to live small and invest big. Homeownership is the opposite of agility. It is a lifestyle anchor. It fixes you to one location and one set of high monthly bills. In this economy, the person who wins isn't the one with the biggest house. It's the one with the most margin. Margin is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Owning a home in a high-interest environment destroys that margin. So, how do you know when to buy? I use something called the 5% rule. It's a simple math check to see if renting or buying is cheaper in your specific city, whether that's New York, London, or Vancouver. Take the value of the home you want to buy and multiply it by 5%. Then divide that by 12. If you can rent a similar home for less than that number, you are mathematically better off renting and investing your savings. For many people in Tier 1 cities right now, the cost to rent is nearly 40% cheaper than the cost to own. That is a massive spread. If the math says rent, but your gut says buy, your gut is listening to an old story that no longer applies to the 2026 economy. I'm not saying you should never buy a house. A home is a wonderful place to raise a family and a great source of stability. But a home is a lifestyle choice, not an investment strategy. If you are buying right now because you think it's the only way to build wealth, you are being sold a myth. Real wealth is built through discipline, compounding, and margin. Alex didn't buy the house. He stayed in his apartment, kept his $100,000 in the market, and continued to live with agility. 5 years from now, he'll have more options than any of his friends who tied themselves to a 30-year debt. The question isn't whether you own your roof. The question is whether your roof owns you. If this perspective shift helped you, hit the subscribe button. In my next video, I'm breaking down the high-yield illusion and why your savings account might be secretly shrinking. I'll see you there.